What is up, Illini Nation? This is the Armchair Illini podcast. My name is Austin Burklund, and I'm so excited that you made us a part of your day. And I want to remind you all that the Armchair Illini podcast is sponsored by Hamilton Walker's Seafood and Spirits, hands down, the best dining experience in Champaign-Urbana. We're talking prime steaks, fresh seafood, and a vibe that's perfect after a big Illini win. And here's the game changer. Every single home game, we're giving away a $100 Hamilton Walker's gift card on our social media. That's right. Dinner on Armchair Illini. All you got to do is follow Armchair Illini and Hamilton Walkers on Facebook, Instagram, and on X to get in on the action and experience Hamilton Walkers where Champaign Urbana comes to celebrate. Well, the Illini got their season unofficially tipped off with the exhibition win over Illinois State, but then the big time games will be coming shortly in the non-conference, and the basketball season is upon us. It's kind of crazy. Illini fans, we were focused in on football for so long, and have these two losses. Still have a lot to play for in the football season, but in Champaign, it's always basketball season, and I'm so excited to bring on Ant Wright from It's Ant Wright on all things social media, the basketball extraordinaire, whether it's high school, whether it's college, whether it's pro. Ant Wright is here to break it all down. So let's start out with this Illini team. You look at this first glance of a team that brand new from last year, have a few holdovers, Kylan Boswell, Jake Davis, and Ben Humrichous. What do you make of this Illini basketball roster?
Once again, it's you would say a nice mix, and it's a new mix. And you have a couple guys returning as well, which is always good when it comes to like continuity, especially someone like Kylan. Him being able to come in and just like hold the fort for a little bit, just to be that you call it a coach, being that extension of your head coach. So I mean, it's just it's a new bag. It's a new bag of awesomeness, but another bag of issues that the coaches are going to have to work through. And the quicker that they could find those things, the better they're going to be moving forward, and the better that they'll be faster. The
So
faster that
Thomas,
they'll be better.
absolutely. Tomislav Ivisic will be coming back, and he has his twin brother, Big Z. But let's focus in on the T side of the twins. And what is his measure of success this year? What does a successful season for Tomislav Ivisic looks like in your eyes?
He's got to be someone who is trying to become an like a first team or second team All Big Ten player. If Illinois is trying to accomplish one of their many goals, and so just he has to rise his level of play for sure. He has to be able to lead the front court. I know his twin is there, but his twin's got to follow him because T has been able to establish himself within this program, and you kind of want him, even though he had a really really good first year with Illinois. You still want him to take that next step, so he could realize once again Illinois' goals as well as his own.
If you're enjoying if you're enjoying this content, follow us at Armchair Illini on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe this video, and then armchairillini.com for the best written work by Kirkland and Alex. Look at this basketball team as well. You have Andre Stojakovic coming in. How do you think he'll make that jump from ACC play into the Big Ten?
I mean, the biggest thing is to just kind of sounds a little bit cliche, but just do what you do. Don't try to do too much. You are on a very talented team, a team that has more weapons than he was at Cal, right?
Yes.
The Cal, right? Yeah. So like he was, he is somewhere that has way more weapons than Cal in a much tougher league. So he doesn't have to bear all the responsibility, but at the same time, you still want him. Like this is the same thing with T, is that he is someone who is seen as he can have all Big Ten potential, and that's what you want from these guys, especially if you're trying to compete and win championships.
I look at this team and you see a lot of European players that are coming into the fold, like Markovic. You got Miliho Petrovic, and with Illini fans, how can you what expectations should Illini fans have on these European guys? Because they have played such tough competition in Europe, but a new system, a new team, a new league, and a new time zone. How does that all factor in, and how Illini fans can view this season with all the new European players?
Be patient, have fun with it. See how the coaches adjust to them. See how the coaches are able to integrate them into Illinois basketball. And just sitting back and being able to watch this team grow over the next 4 to 5 months, because I think we can't really do that a lot because there's like a new team every year. I feel around college hoops, and you can't really see a lot of growth, right? Because by the time you're ready for that next step, the season's over. You got a new group of players, but when you have so many people coming from overseas into your program, I think you're going to see that growth a little bit quicker, and seeing how they're able to adapt really on the defensive end more than anything else. We know it's there offensively, but the physicality along with the speed and the athleticism that comes with American basketball, how are you able to counter that, right? And I think those are the biggest things to pay attention to, really. But really, just having fun and just looking forward to see how those guys are able to integrate along with the guys who've been here for at least 2 years now.
Ben Humrichous had some extremely bright flashes for the Illini last year. Then all of a sudden, it fell off a cliff. How, as a basketball player, can he rebound into forgetting last season happened and kind of developing into a role player that you kind of lose a little bit of momentum in yourself? How do you build bounce back into this new season if you're Ben Hummerhouse?
I don't think you forget about it. I think you got to take it and you got to learn from it. Because I think going through your bumps, that's the best time to learn. That's the best time to adapt, and that's how you get better. Being able to look back, identify what happened, and then you're able to. Once April hits, I mean, you are dialed into all your weaknesses. He probably learned some new things about himself. Like, you know what, man, I got to change A, B, C, and D ASAP, ASAP. And I believe he took his strength and conditioning um, a whole lot more serious. I mean, I was watching a bit of the Illinois State game, and he did change his body a bit, and I do want him to see get within 8 or 9 feet because he does have good footwork down there. Use his size, use this newfound strength that he has, and go to work. Get to the free throw line, see the ball go in a few times, and then incorporate the outside game. But he's someone who should be able to do very well at all, in all facets of the game, in all spots on the court. And I think last year you saw a lot of floating. But when he did well, what did he do? He shot the ball well, but he was also aggressive. He was also getting within, 7, 8 feet. He was putting pressure on the other team. He had some thunderous dunks last year. Like, I want to see some more of that nastiness, because it not only gets him going, but it gets his teammates going too. So I do like Hummerhouse, really good player, really good skilled player, but his I think his biggest demon is just confidence. Understand who you are, and just go out there and kill. I think this is last year, right? I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is because
Yeah,
he got that waiver because junior college technically doesn't count for NCAA anymore, according to the federal judge. So we'll see
yeah,
how that changes year to year with the different federal judge cases that go around all the country nowadays.
absolutely, absolutely. But him going from NAIA to where he's at now is just is very very impressive. It's very
Yep.
impressive, and he's held his own, more than held his own. He has started games at the highest level, and it's just a matter of just it's like we see it, we see the skill level, we see the size, we see what he can do. It's just a matter of him being able to see himself, being able to do those things.
How much will the Illini miss Morez Johnson?
A lot because he's nasty. Like he is a nasty, doesn't care about his body. Just a physical presence who you can't have a bunch of finesse guys on the team. You need some brutes. You need some guys who are a bit rough around the edges, right? You all can't be, kind of, just out there just looking pretty and all those things. I think Merkovich can be someone who can kind of fill that void, but he doesn't have the explosiveness as Morez had. Um, I think that's the reason why they are going to miss Ty Rogers until he's back, is because these guys, they're brutes, right? They're not finesse. All they care about is beating you up, getting buckets, get major rebounds, knock you over. Having those guys on the team is just, I mean, it's like you can't you can't undervalue that trait because you need those pieces on the court. I don't know who's going to be that guy. It can't just be Kylan out there, kind of, playing with that hard nosed mentality. So that's another thing that we can try to see if the Europeans or one of them can bring over someone who's not as finesse and who is more of that, brute, you know, I just don't care. I'm gonna get this done whether you're in front of me or not. So, um, yeah, I know Illinois fans are always like, yeah, Morez, the best point guard in the country, blah blah blah, because of how the whole thing went down last year. But um, Morez is a good ball player, and they're upset, and a lot of fans are a bit, rubbed the wrong way because he's a good ball player. If he wasn't good, they wouldn't care as much. So, being able to substitute that, I mean, it's going to be very very tough.
How would you tier out the top few tiers of the Big Ten going into this season, and where does Illinois fit into that?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very, I'm torn. I'm torn mainly because I know to do well in this conference, you got to stop somebody. I don't know who they're going to stop right now. I want to see more games, of course. Um, I don't know who they're going to stop, and I love Kylan's defense, but Kylan can't guard the 1 through 3. You're going to need another defender. You're going to need more like like who's the asshole on the team?
Right.
Like who is going to be that nasty guy? Like who was going to be the one to do a bunch of the dirty work? I don't know who that is yet. And that's what I look forward to seeing, right? Who steps into that role? And if someone doesn't, how does that impact the team overall? But when it comes to tiers, I mean, there's only so much that you could take from these exhibitions and preseasons and all that. I mean, it's just for me, it's Purdue, and then there's everybody else at this point in time. Um, a lot of that is who they're bringing back, and then another part of that is their Big Ten schedules not the strongest in my opinion. It's very favorable for them, but I mean, UCLA is going to be tough. I'm a big fan of Mick Cronin. I know he's very polarizing, but the dude finds a way to get it done. Michigan should be solid again. Illinois should be good too. Like that is no disrespect to them, but there's a lot of pretty good ball clubs in this league, and I'm not sure about tiers. All I know is that it's like Purdue, then everyone else is just kind of jumbled together at this time until we start watching some games.
Who's your favorite transfer coming into the Big Ten?
Man, in the country, I have a favorite, but when it comes to the Big Ten,
Who's your favorite in the country then?
oh, Lawan Watts.
Okay.
Lawan Watts. I tried to talk to a few Big Ten coaches to hit that up. I was like, yo, Lawan Watts, like you gotta Got to check this guy out. Washington State, very very good player. Um, but I think he's at Texas Tech. Texas Tech. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. But in the Big Ten, though, um,
I think my short list would be
I'm not going to
Yaxel
say yeah. Like I was trying not to say Yaxel.
or
Um,
Donovan Dent.
yeah, I wanted to do one that's like low key, but I mean, like I like Yaxel, I like Mara, I like Dent. Um, I would have to go through my stuff. Tucker
I got
DeVries
one.
is really good.
I got
Tucker
one
DeVries.
for you. Oscar Clough going
Oscar
to
Clough
Purdue.
at Purdue. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he struggled the last time he played high major ball. Like he was like okay. So I'm like, what's his role with like DJ and TKR? I don't know, but there's some solid dudes. Austin Rapp for Wisconsin should be fun. Um,
Absolutely.
like 6'9", 6'10", could we really shoot it? Um, he's someone who I don't want to see float as much. If he is more of like a point forward, if he's more aggressive, that should be interesting for Wisconsin. That should be real interesting. Andrew Rohde's interesting for Wisconsin too. You know, I think he went to St. Thomas in Minnesota, and then he went to UVA. His second year down there, he did a lot better. I want to see more of that. You know, no timid Andrew would be nice. But Bennett Sturts, that's another one. Bennett
Yes.
Sturts, he's crazy. And a lot of people are like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And I'm looking at all these mock drafts and all these draft boards, and I'm like, he's top 15 on pretty much every single one of these. And people are going to be shocked at like how good that guy is.
Chad Baker Maraza of USC. I think he can
He's
be.
like 30.
Yeah, he's going to be old and he's going to be experienced going into USC, and especially with Musselman as his coach, I think he can do some damage as well.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see, man. It's an interesting year. It's a very interesting year. I think you're going to see a lot of similarities of last season, where you're going to have teams just beating themselves up that are going to affect each other in the metrics. But it was nice having 3, 4, 5 teams like the top 5 seeds. So a lot. So like I think it was the first time ever a conference has started like 10-0. Um, to I think 10-0 over the first 2 days of the tournament. Like first time that's ever happened. So like that's always like a really good thing for your a league to go in there, win the games you're supposed to, and then the tournament starts, in my opinion, at the round of 32. That's when it really really starts
Uh,
because it's like you know what I mean. Because it's like you go in, you're prepping for that first game. That's like the big upset day, right? If you get through that first day, round of 32 is where it's at because you're one game away from the Sweet 16.
and plus, I think with the transfer portal too, I feel like that round of 64 has turned into a favorite fest because players best the Cinderella's best players have already gone to a Big Ten team or an ACC team, and I feel like those upsets are going to be fewer and far between as we get more into this transfer portal, and the have and have nots kind of separate themselves even further.
That's a
Um,
great point. How many upsets were there last year? Like three?
Three, and they were like Big Ten versus ACC kind of opponents. Like it was like the terrible Big Ten team that just kind of rebounded for one game.
Yeah, I think it was. It was wasn't it also the first year ever no 13, 14, 15, or 16 one? Is that it
That would
was
check out. I
it
feel
was
like
something like
memory
that.
serves.
And I don't know if any 12s won. Maybe one 12 won, maybe? No,
Yeah, it was wild.
I think McNeese was the only 12. I think McNeese was the only 12 because I think they played or was McNeese an 11? I have
I
to go
think
back and look.
I think they were an 11 seed.
Yeah, but like I just feel that like there was just man, was it 2025? No, let me know if my audio cuts out here because I'm like
So far,
hanging
you're
out.
good, but right now I will go to my next live read. The Armchair Illini podcast is pumped to team up with Campus Inks, the official Illinois NIL store. Get officially licensed gear from your favorite Illini stars: Luke Altmaier, Terrence Shannon Jr., Kofi Coburn, and many, many more past and current Illini stars. Support your favorite athletes and rep the orange and blue. Use code Armchair Illini for 15% off today. That's Armchair Illini for 15% off today. We are back with Ant Wright. You can follow him on it at It's Ant Wright on all social media platforms. And we are excited to have him a part of the Armchair Illini podcast today. If you like our work, subscribe to us at Armchair Illini on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe this video. And then armchairillini.com for all the best work from Robbie Nardini, Alex Key, and Kirkland Chappell. Did you find that, Ant?
All right, I'm looking at the tournament. I think it was 2 12s and 1 11. That's it. So no 13s, 14s, 15s, or 16s won. McNeese and Colorado State were the two, and then Drake was the 11. Because Drake beat Mizzou.
That's right.
Drake beat Mizzou, and then Drake got stomped out not stomped out, but they lost to Texas Tech. But
So
that's so funny.
So if you look at this Illini non-conference slate, you have Texas Tech that would
Yep.
be in Champaign, Alabama that'll be in Chicago, UConn in Madison Square Garden, the University of Tennessee that'll be played in Nashville. I'll actually be there, excited for that, and
Yes.
then Missouri in St. Louis. You look at this big-time non-conference slate. How would you power rank those teams in the non-conference slate for the Illini? Who's most dangerous to least dangerous?
I mean, if you're looking at let me pull it up right quick. So
Absolutely.
if you're looking at most dangerous to least dangerous, of course, what matters is where the game is, right? But at the same time, you like it because for the Texas Tech game, there are 3 matchups prior, right? You just got done with one of them, but you have 2 bye games before Texas Tech. Then you have 1 bye game before Alabama. Then you have 2 bye games before UConn. UConn and Tennessee, no bye games in between, but you still have about a week in between. Well, like so Friday, which is, I believe, so Centennial One Showdown.
That'll
Is
be on
that
Saturday.
a Sentinel One? That's a Saturday. Is that a part of like a 4-team tournament, or is it just those?
No, it's just a standalone game. I think Vanderbilt basketball plays in a game as well. Um, but I think it's just a one-off kind of
Just like
situation.
the showcase. Got it,
Yeah.
got it, got it. Yeah, but like UConn, Tennessee, they are back to back, but you get a week between those. But that is a pretty not rough, but I mean, this is a slate where you're going to learn a lot about them when you have UConn, Tennessee, then you have 2 conference games in Ohio State and Nebraska. At Ohio State's supposed to be better this year. Um, Everyone says dealer, but that is a very good basketball team. Then you're hosting Nebraska, who Hoiberg has done a pretty nice job down there. That team should be okay. And then you got Missouri, roughly 11 days after that. No, 9 days after that. Um, Man, yeah, you got a strong 5. Got a
Yeah.
strong 5 games right there, but they're spread out pretty nicely, though. They're spread out pretty nicely. And then you don't have a too tough, in my opinion, of a start to the major slate of the Big Ten. You go to Penn State, they're not supposed to be great this year. You host Rutgers. Go to Iowa, that's going to be tough. Then you go at Northwestern. Then you got Minnesota. So, like, there's no reason. One, two, three, four. There's no reason why you shouldn't start with a 5-2 conference record, roughly. Yeah, 5-2. You shouldn't, a 5-2 is a pretty strong start.
Absolutely.
And then you then you play your boys. Maryland, for some reason, has a chokehold on Illinois. I don't know what's up with that. That's like the weirdest thing ever, man. But no, like if I were honestly, if I were to sit here and rank these as of what today, I mean, like I would say Tennessee is probably at the bottom of that group. Not saying that they're bad, but I'll put them under Texas Tech, Bama, UConn. No, I'd put Mizzou at the bottom. Then I go Tennessee is fourth. Then third, I'd probably go Alabama. Then I'd probably go UConn two, Texas Tech one.
And I think I lost you.
I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna switch it to the other audio.
No, you're good.
You can hear me okay.
Yeah.
No, but I was saying I would probably go fifth would be Missouri. Then I'd say Tennessee is probably fourth, Alabama third. Then Texas Tech will be first, UConn second. But Texas Tech, there's going to be a lot of expectations up there or down there, I should say. But I mean, Texas Tech and UConn, they're probably both like 1A, 1B, to be honest. But
And I want to thank you for joining the Armchair Illini podcast. Very excited to start this basketball season and looking forward to chatting with you in a couple weeks as we launch into non conference play as a whole.
definitely sounds good. See you, Kirk.
That is at Ant Wright, at it's Ant Wright. And this has been the Armchair Illini